I don't understand how you can go to college to get smarter and then lose the ability to define a very, very innocuous basic word. All right, welcome back to the party, everybody. I am your host, Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense, here with my boy Morty, and I'm ready to party. So I'm sure you've seen some clips going around of Matt Walsh at the Young America's Foundation event. He did a whole event, but there was a couple clips that came out from the Q&A section that I just had to share with you guys. So check it out.
How would you define a woman? Because
adult, human, female.
You've asked other people up here to define how we would define a woman. How would you define a woman, Mr. Walsh?
An adult human female.
And it's very obvious that, you know, if Matt Walsh is coming to your event, you have the opportunity to speak to him directly. Why not just watch What is a Woman before you come here? This moment could not have happened except for your ignorance.
And how don't trans people, how doesn't a transgender woman fit that definition?
Because she's not a female.
Because they're not.
Somebody in the crowd got it.
They're not female. They have. You said that you are a biological male, correct?
I said I'm transgender.
Which means that you're a biological male. I mean, I'm guessing that if you're transgender and you're looking like that, you're not trying to pass as a man. I'm just gonna guess because you're not wearing your pronouns on your shirt. But they also said that they were an EMT.
I might be intersex for all we know. About almost as many people in the world are transgender as intersex.
Are they though?
And well, a lot of people don't know.
Well, but that's a different conversation. Intersex, that's a genetic anomaly. That's a medical condition. So that's a completely different conversation. That's also not a third gender. That's a genetic anomaly that occurs within the sex binary of male and female.
So remember, she started, and I'll use she started with the question, well, can you define a woman? And he did. And immediately, then just an anchoring question, you said you were transgender, correct? Now we're off into, well, there's almost as many intersex people. Blah, blah, blah. Slow down. What is the thought that you are trying to express? What is the question that you are trying to ask? What is the information you are trying to ascertain? It seems like you're just standing up there spewing with no other purpose than just to be heard.
So what you're saying is that a quote-unquote trans woman is a female?
By the definitions I'm familiar with, yes.
Yep.
So how would you define female?
Through my training in healthcare, there are several different categories.
You always get this long, it's the definition of a word. When you look in the dictionary at any word, even the ones that they've changed recently, you don't get, well, in my, and a whole story. You don't get that. A definition is a sentence or two that defines a single word.
For how we define sex. People bring up chromosomes. People also bring up hormone levels. People bring up all sorts of other categories.
He is being so patient right now.
Lots of people don't fit neatly into a gender binary, even people we don't consider to be intersex. It's a complicated spectrum.
It's not complicated, but you also didn't define. So what is a woman? What is a female? What do these words mean?
And we already know. Then, well, it's going to have something to do with the word woman in the definition. Anybody who presents as a woman, anybody who thinks they are a woman, anybody that I guarantee you that's where this is going, because this is the only line of logic, quote unquote, that they have.
It's complicated, and I know you're not going to.
No, it's really not.
Like that answer, but that's because there are no simple answers in human biology.
Let me ask you a question.
You guys,
well,
hang on. Just let me finish. You guys like to bring up high school level biology classes a lot. I get that a lot, but people who go on to more complicated biology classes will talk about sex as a spectrum.
It's not.
And then here we get, he's right. It is not. But then we get into the over-intellectualized academia that is poisoning the discourse in our country. I don't understand how you can go to college to get smarter and then lose the ability to define a very, very innocuous basic word.
It's not.
Well, biological researchers would disagree with you.
Yeah, the ones who are stuck in your ideology.
Well, and they're full of shit, the ones that would say that. There's, look. There are.
All right.
There are male gametes and female gametes. Oh, I had one last question. I just had one. I had one quick. Can you come back for 1 second? Because
all the crowd's like, we don't want to hear from that.
This is an important question. You said you're an EMT.
Yes.
Okay, if you're responding to a health emergency. Biological male, somebody with a penis, is having a medical emergency, and they say to you, I think I'm having a miscarriage. Would you check them to see if they're having a miscarriage? Would you consider that a possibility for them?
No, of course not. Because you know that that's not possible. And yet, because of your ideology, because of your dogmatic attachment to that ideology, you will not allow yourself to say the things that you know are true. And you might even say it and then still hold opposing beliefs that don't make sense. Let's see what she says. This is an EMT. I don't know where this person is from, but they could be from your town, and something could be happening with you, and this person doesn't know that a person with a penis is not having a miscarriage. Again, how do you go to college, an institution to make you smarter, and come out this much dumber?
No, but
there you go.
That's because some people.
Okay, so we got the no, but we got it. Well, that's because now we get into the mental gymnastics.
People don't have body parts.
Wait a minute. Let's back that up for 1 second here. What did she say?
Look. No, but that's because some people don't have body parts.
Exactly. No, that's because some people don't have body parts. So in the same way that you were born with a penis and you can chop it off, but you will never have a uterus, is the same way that that man also does not have a uterus. What is the confusion?
Doesn't mean they're not a woman.
Okay.
It does. It does mean that they're not a woman.
Sounds like we've established there are some people who, in principle, can get pregnant, and there are some people who can't. So there's two categories, otherwise known as binary.
Lots of women can't get pregnant either.
Ah, so then we always go to the exception makes the rule. Well, some women can't get pregnant. Therefore, we can't use that as a determining thing, an observation that most women can have children and no men can have children. Let's just throw that out.
Yeah, but they're still of the nature to get pregnant. The only
but
reason
they can't get pregnant.
Yes, but
truth matters, right?
I mean, to us, I don't know about you, honey.
It does. That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
Truth matters, and they can't get pregnant. That's the truth. So how are they still women?
Because they are for the same reason that I can rightly say that human beings have two legs. And if a person is born with only one leg,
they are no longer a person. They're just a person with one leg. They are the exception to the rule.
That doesn't call into question the statement that human beings have two legs, okay? A person being born with one leg doesn't mean that now legs are on a spectrum and we can't say anything at all about how many legs a person has. Who knows? They could be a centipede. You know, they could have 100 legs. No, we know human beings have two legs. If a human is born without two legs, something went wrong. They were supposed to have that second leg. Something went wrong.
Ah, so something went wrong. So now we're talking about normalcy. Now we're talking about the way that these terms are used. something went wrong. So if a woman can't have a child, that doesn't make her not a woman. That would just make her a woman with an issue.
If you meet a person on the street who only has one leg, maybe they had an accident, maybe they were in war, maybe something, maybe they were in a car accident, maybe they had cancer, a leg was cut off, but you know that something went wrong because by their nature, they're supposed to have two legs.
By their nature, they're supposed to have two legs. Just like by their nature, all women are supposed to be able to have children.
Same thing for a woman. A woman by her nature can get pregnant. A man by his nature never can. So if you meet a woman of childbearing age, say she's 28 years old, and she can't get pregnant, you know automatically that something has gone wrong. And she can go to the doctor and find out what that thing is, even if they can't fix it. So that proves that women by their nature can get pregnant, because the simple fact that she can't shows you that there's something wrong.
Shows you that there is something wrong. And I mean, that's most of the video, but you can check out the rest of it if you like. And the whole event is online somewhere, I'm pretty sure. Again, the Young American Foundation. But I just wanted to point this out because it's not like it's so crazy. We hear this stuff all the time, but I just want you to see that nobody is moving the discussion forward on the other side. We're still talking about, well, what if she can't have a child? Well, intersex people. Well, what about the exception? We're still there. Why haven't you had the ability to see that those are not good arguments and then come up with better ones? Maybe it's because you're wrong. I don't know. What do you guys think? Thank you so much for partying with us. Once again, this is Morty. I have been your host, Lech, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Until next time, guys, check me out every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Until then, I am out of here. Peace.